Good morning, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Ocean Aquatics TV. Today, we are talking about my top 10 favorite new fish we currently have in store. Right now, last week, we hit you up with top 5 favorite fish for a 30-gallon aquarium. Today, we're changing it up. We're going to go with top 10 new fish. Let's dive right into this. Down over here in the Discus Peninsula, I have a little guy that was actually local raised. This is an Epistogramma's cockatoidy, one of my top favorite new fish we have, and it is a lone single male, but he definitely is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, he boasts that absolutely beautiful bright orange color with these amazing fins that Danny likes to call the Mohawk fish. A really, really great personality, dwarf cichlid for any type of mid-sized to larger aquarium, and they are just fantastic. One of the most popular dwarf cichlid varieties in the aquarium hobby. Let's move on to number 2. Keeping it in the dwarf cichlid family, specifically the Epistogrammas, we have a beautiful pair of Epistogramma consuli here. We actually have 3 of them available now in stock, and another cool thing, these guys are local bred. We have a ton of other Epistogrammas in stock, but I wanted to highlight these 2 species specifically. One from the Orinoco River Basin in South America. And they definitely do prefer that soft acidic water, but they are widely adaptable and they have been bred in local Seekonk water. Fantastic little dwarf cichlid. Definitely come in and check them out. On to 3. We're bouncing all over the place. Moving out of the dwarf cichlids, we're going to a little schooling rasbora. Here we have the purple Harlequin rasbora. Unlike its most popular cousin, the regular Harlequin rasbora, these ones stay just a tad bit smaller. Definitely maxing out a little bit under 2 inches in size, whereas your normal Harlequin rasbora, although they say around 2 inches, I have definitely seen some probably push 3 inches, especially in a larger aquarium. But these are a fantastic little schooling fish for any of your smaller nano aquariums. You're gonna need at least 10 gallons of water volume for a small group of like 3 or 5 of them, but definitely preferable to get that larger number and go up on the gallons of the aquarium there. But fantastic, great species that is back in stock that we don't see very often. If you're looking for a different rasbora that's not as widely kept, purple Harlequins are for you. On to number 4. Probably arguably one of my favorite species of fish in the aquarium hobby is the Fundulopanchax gardneri, or commonly known as the steel blue killifish. These guys are what we call a non-annual killifish, so they live for multiple years instead of having a very short lifespan like some annual killies. This specific one, the Fundulopanchax gardneri, is probably the most wildly known, or besides Golden Wonder, these are probably the next on the list for beginner killifish. They're fantastic to get started in, and they are absolutely gorgeous, and they are like keeping a dog in an aquarium. I have personally bred this species quite some time ago, and had quite a bit of them. So really fun, really awesome fish. They're like keeping a dog in a fish tank. If you are interested in a cool little oddball fish that you can have fun breeding and possibly keeping in a smaller aquarium like a 5.5 by themselves, male-female pair, or even a trio, come on down, talk to me about these guys, and I can give you some more information on them. But fantastic oddball fish that is finally in stock at the OSA. On to number 5. All right, now we are on number 5. It's in the same tank as the killifish here, and is probably one of the rarest members of the Lorcardae family that we currently have in the shop. And this is a little genus of Otocinclus, or the tiger otter, or more formally known as the zebra Otocinclus cat. These are one of the rarest otto cats in the hobby. Most otto cats are only wild harvested. It can be very hard to come by. And unfortunately, this species is in an area where it is threatened by habitat destruction from cattle farming and native origin. So it is important that we have these species in the aquarium hobby so that at one point we can do enough research so that they're able to be aquacultured and we can provide sustainable livelihoods to the families in the origin of where these fish are from to promote sustainability, etc. They are great utilitarian fish, and they are just really neat. So definitely come in, check out the zebra otto cat. We don't have them very often, and they are the bougie otto cat, so come on in. On to number 6, I think. Melanotaenia herbal axolrotii, or the yellow rainbow fish. But we're gonna specifically talk about a few others that we have. Just rainbow fish in general, but I'm gonna point a couple out. We have the yellow rainbows, we have the turquoise rainbows, we have the Papua New Guinea super red rainbows, some Goida River rainbows, just rainbow fish. I have some new ones up here at the store that I just brought up this morning. Not newer, but new to the store here. And the yellow rainbows are just absolutely fantastic. Their coloration is definitely a hit. You can definitely put quite a few of these together in an aquarium that is at least a 4 foot long. So these are a little bit of a larger species that we're starting to talk about today. Although we were trending on some of the smallers, fantastic varieties of larger shoaling fish that should be kept in groups of 6 or more, and at least in a 4-foot aquarium. Probably 5 or 6 feet is better. Very peaceful and gorgeous fish that's going to add a lot of color to your either South American or Central American style kind of biotope tank with some geophagus or some angels, or even maybe even discus is possible, caras, things like that. I'll be right back. Ready? Ah! Definitely going to want a power head. If you have any type of river, high oxygenated areas, any type of fish that are from those locations, one of the Ceche extremes are going to be ideal and essential to making sure that they have the flow and the agitation that they need to survive. So come in, get yourself a Ceche powerhead. We're going to go on to number 7. Is that 7? Right, we're on 7. Number 7 is another fish that likes high oxygenated water, and they definitely benefit from flow. So let's move on over there. The gold roseline shark, or the Denison barb, or the red torpedo barb. It's got all the names in the book. It is a fantastic shoaling fish and is native to Western India, where it is found in fast-moving, highly oxygenated streams like I was referring to earlier. Making sure you have some good flow in the aquarium is essential so they are able to do their shoaling method and kind of move around freely, and they should definitely be in a larger aquarium as well. This 65-gallon is a 3-foot aquarium that's going to suit them just fine now at their about 2.5-inch size, but as they grow, they should definitely be 4, 5, even 6-foot aquarium is probably preferable, with some nice, doesn't have to be incredibly powerful, but some nice gentle flow to give them that kind of sense that they're in their native habitat with that fast-moving water, and making sure that you have a high dissolved oxygen content in the water is very imperative with this species, but they do a fantastic job looking beautiful with their bright yellows and reds in a planted aquarium. So definitely come in and check this variety of the roseline shark out. This specifically is the gold type. So it's like a leucistic variety. If you've ever seen the one that's at the Wakefield store, you definitely want this fish in your tank. So come check it out. Let's move on to number 8. All right, moving back on to number 8, we are talking again in the realm of dwarf cichlids, specifically in the Geophagus family, or specifically the species Microgeophagus. These are the Bolivian rams. So a lot of you may be familiar with the German blues, or the golds, or the electric blues, or the balloon belly German blues. We finally have a great shipment of some Bolivian rams, or the clown ruby cichlid. These guys are, in fact, a Microgeophagus, and they are absolutely fantastic. One of the easier ram species, but can sometimes be misconceived with their popular counterparts for temperature. A lot of the other Microgeophagus like a hotter water. So because of their region and location, these guys prefer water temperatures as high as 78 at being your maximum, but preferably kind of like a 74, 75 degrees. But they can tolerate in the range of 73 to 78 degrees. And they will increase their metabolism the hotter they get, and they sometimes tend to starve if you keep them too warm. So make sure, if you're looking into the Bolivian ram species, a little bit more peaceful as well, but make sure you're keeping them in an aquarium that is a little bit cooler, and you're not going to keep them above 78 degrees. But a fantastic fish. They are extremely colorful, very charismatic. The Microgeophagus, the rams, the Bolivian rams, come on in and check them out. Definitely want to get a few of them. For sure. I know you do. Make sure you come check them out. All right. Number 9. Let's go. The yellowtail Congo tetra, or Phenocogrammus caudalis, as they were discovered in 1899, I think, are a fantastic cousin of the typical Congo tetra that you have seen us boast about a lot. We have some beautiful larger specimens, full-grown males and females, in our display tank over there. And if you're looking for that classic Congo tetra look, something a little different in color, but you're like, whoa, those things get way too large for what I'm looking at. The typical Congo tetra at that 3.5, maybe even 4 inches with its streamers at the end. These right here come in at 2 to 2.5 inches. So a smaller species in this family. They are just absolutely fantastic. Quite unique with their coloration, being that silvery blue body with this graceful yellow tail. And they're at a pretty affordable price. So come on in, check out the yellow Congo tetra, or the yellowtail Congo tetra. I think you won't be disappointed, especially once they settle up and they get to their adult size in the tank. These guys are probably at 1.5 inches right now, so they are definitely close. So smaller species of the Congo tetras, absolutely fantastic. And they're just chilling here with the mollies. So What are you waiting for? Come grab some. Let's move on to our grand finale, our number 10. And of course, if you guys are familiar, it has to be a guppy, right? Let's go to the Nanowall. And we are talking about a nice line-bred, purebred strain of guppies, Poecilia rectilata. These are the Kohaku koi guppies, more specifically, and they are a true RREA or real red-eye albino variety, which is really great. They are completely recessive genetics. I'm nerding out with you guys right now because I just love guppies, but these are a fantastic, true purebred strain. So if you're interested in maybe breeding purebred guppies because you want to get all of the ones that look the same, most people like a mutt tank, but if you're like me and you like the purebreds, come on in and check these out. They're absolutely gorgeous, and there's little jewels on the male's body of little hints of iridescent purple and some red sometimes, which is pretty neat. They have a little bit of variation between each one sometimes, hence the koi in the name. They do stay a little smaller. From what I have seen, and I have bred this variety, of course, at home as well, the males stay a little bit smaller, almost a little larger than like most Endler guppies, but fantastic, really cool, different guppy variety that is in store right now, and they are completely pure. They have been here all by themselves without any other guppies. So if you guys are interested in the top 10 that I have showed you and enlightened you with today at the store, then you definitely should come in and take a look at the rest of the 60 other species that we have in stock. We look forward to seeing you. I hope you join us in one of our locations this week and see some of the new specimens that we have in stock. And as always, folks, you know what's coming next. Keep it fresh, baby.